Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Regan. Welcome to Grady Newsource. The CDC held another meeting telebriefing today to keep you updated on the latest with this emerging health issue. The CDC warned today that The CDC adds it releases updated numbers at noon each day. State numbers can be updated later and may not hit the CDC tally until the next day. There are now 2 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Georgia. There are now 2 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Georgia. We have team coverage for you. First, Grady Newsource reporter Celeste Springer has the latest on the virus in Georgia. Gigi Kwan brings you local reactions, and later in the show, Bree Wolf introduces you to an innovative way to help you and your family. The coronavirus has hit Georgia and right next door in Fulton County. Governor Brian Kemp confirmed 2 infected individuals are now being kept at home to prevent further spread. Reporter Celeste Springer found out what's next for us.
Virus or COVID-19 first started here in China's Wuhan province. CDC calls it the epicenter of the outbreak. From there, the virus spread all across the globe in 60 different locations, Italy being one of them. So now Georgia has its first 2 cases of COVID-19 because someone from Fulton County took a trip from Milan, Italy, and came back home right here to Georgia. They spread the virus from one other person, their roommate. They are both now under home isolation, as Georgia's governor explained last night. Here's what I found out about plans moving forward.
Earlier this evening, we received confirmation from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that we have 2 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Georgia.
With that announcement, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp announced plans moving forward.
COVID-19 continues to present a low risk for most Americans, but that we must remain vigilant for medically fragile populations, including the elderly and those with existing health conditions.
Whether you're a college student or someone a bit older, you need to be taking precautions. Jose Cordero, head of the epidemiology department at the University of Georgia, says,
the precautions that need to be taken are the same you would good habits in terms of washing hands and second, try not to touch your face and your eyes, etc. And also, if you're coughing, use disposable tissues.
But when using hand sanitizer isn't enough, do what they did in Fulton County and see your doctor immediately.
Everything about this situation demonstrates how well the system is working. This individual had traveled to Italy, recognized that there was a potential risk for themselves and their household members, contacted the physician ahead of time so that they would not put any of the other patients at risk.
From there, your doctor will get you a test kit. Today, the CDC held another conference call for media. Dr. Nancy Messonnier addressed the importance of the test kits.
Clearly, it's a priority at CDC and every level of our organization to make sure that our state and local health department, public health labs have access to the best tools possible. And our focus right now is moving forward to make sure that the test kits that they're getting from us meet the high quality standards that we and FDA hold ourselves to. And we are very confident in the kits that are being sent out now. We need to continue to work together within the federal government, across the public health infrastructure, and in local communities.
The CDC says it updates its numbers every day at noon, but cases are being reported at all times of the day. Because of this, if you want to get the most up-to-date info, it's best to look at what Georgia is reporting. Thanks so much, Celeste. And as Celeste said, there are more confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S., the first in Georgia. We continue with our team coverage with Gigi Kwan. Joining me now, Gigi, you spoke with a student who just returned from Italy and is in quarantine, correct?
That's right, Amanda. I spoke with her about her studies and how they were cut short. And I talked with her and she told me that they only had 1 day notice to pack up their stuff. And she's back now and in 14 days quarantine.
The whole situation, it's been very fast, and I think at first we were all just kind of shocked.
I also talked with the director of Center for Health and Risk Communication. He said if students have any symptoms, they should call health providers or clinic to get advice. But he has some advice for students.
Most students just need to take steps to make sure that they stay healthy. And among the advice that the CDC and others have given are to wash your hands very frequently. Make sure that when you don't put your fingers in your mouth or your nose or your eyes. If you're sick, stay home to the extent that you can. Avoid people who are sick.
Do you guys know that UG sent the email about the outbreak? No.
UG sent us an email about the update for the coronavirus. Many students did not read it, and this is why.
Because the subject line didn't include the full headline, so I just thought it was pointless to read it because it didn't explicitly say coronavirus in the full subject.
Yes, Amanda, it is going to be a tough fight for all of us. But for now, what's most important? Practicing good hygiene, wash your hand, do not touch your face.
Yes, that is really important, Gigi. If you have any questions, you can contact your local doctor's office. Record-breaking rain and deadly tornadoes. Grady Newsource reporter Anaya Gibson will have an explanation for the changing weather trends. We'll have this and more after the break.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Today is Super Tuesday. Voters in 14 states will choose who they want to run for president among the Democratic nominees. It's the biggest primary election in 2020 so far, and we're seeing action all over. In Florida, Mike Bloomberg visited his campaign office in Miami's Little Havana. Senator Elizabeth Warren voted in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Later, she addressed supporters from a truck bed. Senator Bernie Sanders casts his vote in Burlington, Vermont. This is the first time since the 1980s that Georgia voters aren't a part of Super Tuesday. The reason for this? The new voting system. And with early voting starting yesterday, some people have already checked them out.
This is our time.
Early voting is going on right now.
By the time March 24th comes around, if people are a little on the fence about who they want or who they think can do the job right, they have time. I think when things kind of get narrowed down for people, they really take the time to look into these specific people that they really want to pick on.
But voting today looks a little different than it has in the past.
We're not part of Super Tuesday this year because of the rollout of our new machines. We were pushed back until March 24th, so that's when the actual election day is. So this is just part of our early voting process, even though it does fall on the same Tuesday as Super Tuesday.
This will ensure that the new machines are prepared and ensure the accuracy of the votes.
So to me, that makes it more valid because I can actually go to that piece of paper, and if the state tells us that we need to hand count, I can hand count by what's written on the paper. Your selection is written there.
This matters to the voters.
We've seen it happen a lot where they have to go back and make sure that everything's correct. So if there's ways to create validity in that, then let's do that.
As for the new machines?
Otherwise, no problems. It was a little bit different, but not difficult at all.
Advanced voting is still being held in Georgia through March 20th. The latest thing for inmates in Northeast Georgia, Tablet Time. It's a new program that aims to help people complete their education while incarcerated. Grady Newsource reporter Mary Calkins shows us how the program's working at Jackson County Jail.
He took a suicide prevention class on the tablet, and he said that's what gave him the motivation not to take his own life.
That life-saving program was available on one of these tablets. Here in the Jackson County Jail, inmates can now use the Paytel and Tele tablet to take classes, earn their GEDs, and maybe even save their own lives.
We went live on last Wednesday, and by 12 o'clock Wednesday night, 6 inmates had already received certificates on completing programs.
Programs that may keep them from returning behind bars once they get out.
Through the tablets, they're able to take educational courses, domestic violence classes, just something to help them be rehabilitated when they go back into the communities and hopefully make them better people while they're on the outside.
Sheriff Mangum says Paytel Communications foots the bill.
There's no cost to the county taxpayers for these tablets, and there's no cost to the inmates for the programs.
For low-income offenders re-entering society, these tablets are a game changer.
Because a lot of programs out in the free world, anger management classes or something like that may cost money, and a lot of them don't have any money. So here, they'll be able to do these programs at no cost.
There's also an incentive point system for completing programs.
However, they do earn points by taking care of the tablets and doing what they're supposed to. They do earn free points to where they can do something extra other than programs, which maybe watch a movie or listen to music.
Lieutenant Knox believes the incentive point system will have a positive effect.
It's kind of sort of with your children. When they do something good, you give them something in return, hoping that they would do something better.
However, the inmates are not completely free when using the tablets.
There's no way for them to access the outside world, so no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, nothing. Only the capability on the tablets is what's pre-installed.
Even though the program is new, Sheriff Mangum is hopeful.
And if it gives them the tools they need to not return to jail, make better choices and make better decisions, then we're all about that. And I think it's just a big advantage for these inmates to have.
Mary Calkins, Grady Newsource.
The stats back it up. According to the Georgia Department of Corrections, offenders who participated in education programs while incarcerated showed lower rates of recidivism after 3 years, a 29% reduction.
More rain, but don't worry guys, because Friday and Saturday is looking really sunny. I'll have more on that when we get back.
Thank you. Did you see anyone's problems? Thanks for helping us. Is this okay? You're welcome.
We do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I love you.
Can we get strawberries?
Okay.
Oh,
Tennessee isn't the only place where the weather patterns are dangerously different than in the past. Here in Georgia, we've seen more rain this past month of February than we've seen in any February for the past 20 years. Record rainfall, killer tornadoes. University of Georgia meteorologist Dr. John Knox knows all about them. It's why I asked him what else we can expect.
Rain jackets, rain boots, and an umbrella. Staple pieces these days.
I guess I'm kind of used to it. It's been like this all semester.
So much rain
My socks are all wet, my shoes are all wet and everything.
that it broke February's 20-year record, 11 inches of rain in 29 days. The previous record being only over 6 inches in 2013. Why so much rain now? Dr. John Knox, a meteorologist at the University of Georgia, has the answer.
Climate change is part of the story because we are experiencing climate change. So the Gulf of Mexico is warmer than it used to be, and the air above it is warmer than it used to be. So there's more moisture in the air, so that when it gets lifted by cold fronts, it's rainier than it used to be.
Then there's that abnormally warmer air colliding with below normal temperatures further north.
When you put below normal temperatures and above normal temperatures together, you usually will have thunderstorms in between. And that was part of the reason why the Nashville tornado happened.
In the past few weeks, Athens has seen brighter days, but only on the weekends. Turns out, we're stuck in a pattern.
We're stuck in a loop where we get one bout of rain after another after another. We're not getting a cold front pushing all the way through and then really clearing us out.
So, Athens students like Henry Zink adapt.
Just do it. I gotta go back, change clothes after class. Like, it's kind of just usual now.
Like clockwork, like you're like, oh, what time
Yeah,
to go
it's just
change?
another part of the routine.
And now, the weather.
Hey guys, I'm Anaya Gibson and I'm your weather anchor for this week. So check this out. Rain showers this week, possible thunderstorms mix in between that, and there's going to be a risk of flooding with all this rain, so make sure you are careful on those roads out there. All right, tonight we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, 51 degrees with a 30% chance of showers. Keep an umbrella super handy for that and also winds will be west at 10 miles an hour, and keep that umbrella handy as well for tomorrow because you're looking at more rain with 60% chance of that. High 60, mostly cloudy skies most of the day with winds at 5 miles per hour. 5-day forecast is looking pretty dreary Tuesday through Thursday, but Friday and Saturday is going to be nice and sunny for a great start to spring break. 68 degrees on Tuesday, 60 on Wednesday, 50 degrees on Thursday, and a beautiful 54 degrees on Friday and a 55 degrees on Saturday. That has been your weather. My name is Anaya Gibson. Thank you for watching.
I'm Anna Catherine Alderman. Coming up in sports, bye-bye to some big names in UGA basketball. That story and more, next.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Looking for exciting high school basketball? 2 teams from Northeast Georgia will take a road trip to the state championship this week. Starting tomorrow, high school basketball fans will fill the Macon Centerplex. The tournament lasts all week, and fans will have the chance to see both Jefferson High School and Cedar Shoals High School play in these finals. Now, it's the first time in history that the Jefferson High School Dragons will play for the state championship. They face the Pace Academy Knights for the 3A state championship on Thursday, March 5th at 8 p.m. The Dragons are new to this big stage, but the Knights, not so much. That team won back-to-back state championships in 2016 and 2017. The next day, the Cedar Shoals Jaguars will take on the Dutchtown Bulldogs for the 5A state championship. Tip-off's at 8, Friday, March 6th. Now, Cedar Shoals has been here before, but it's been 3 years since the last time that the Jaguars played in the state championship. It's the last time 3 seniors will play a regular season game in Stegman Coliseum on the University of Georgia campus. The men's basketball team will honor its seniors Wednesday night when they tip off against the Florida Gators.
After the break, Grady Newsource reporter Bree Wolf concludes our team coverage on COVID-19. She'll show you an interesting approach to help you keep in line with some CDC guidelines to keep you and your family healthy.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
I'm a single mother, and I was the main one working, so I never thought that I could go back to school, you know? My sister, my mother, everybody wanted to help me with my kids. I could not have gotten my diploma without my family.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90-mile-per-hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
There is currently no vaccine to prevent COVID-19, but the CDC recommends certain preventative actions that you can do on your regular day-to-day. That's why reporter Bree Wolf joins me now, because the advice from the CDC is clear, but following it is something else.
You said it. The tips from the CDC do seem obvious, but the CDC is repeating them because they are important. First, avoid contact with sick people. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Use these to clean and disinfect objects and surfaces that you touch a lot. Or this if you're on the go. Make sure it's a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. This one is 70%, so I'm good. And the tried and true, wash your hands. And that's where this extra tip might really help you. We are taught to hum or sing happy birthday twice while we're washing our hands. That way we hit the 20-second mark. But this is usually what ends up happening. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. And that's not what the CDC wants. But Twitter user Jen Monier has some other options to make something so easy and so crucial a little bit fun. If you're a part of the Beehive or you just downright love Beyonce, maybe it's Love on Top for you. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. That'll get you to that 20-second part. Or if you're a little more old school, Fleetwood Mac's Landslide. Well, I've been afraid of changing. Or if you're into country or from the South like I am, Dolly Parton's Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Another one. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. Lizzo, my girl. Truth hurts, I need something more exciting. Bam, 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 ba-dam, bam, be. And the truth will hurt if you can't complete this simple task.
Well, Bree, we're just glad you have a voice like that. As for me, I think I'll stick to humming. The most important takeaway from this is wash your hands.
Production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
Hello.
Hi, I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes with sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away. Not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that,
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it. This is delicious. What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Laughing too hard at one of your colleagues' jokes at the office party? He's not even funny. Warning sign, those drinks are probably going to your head. Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
switches along to the key for
Okay. Okay, guys, we're on. Are we up, Jackson?
Okay. Or you can transfer me to the. That's about all I can give you. Can you transfer to the sheriff?
He's not there.
Okay. he's
Go
gonna
sit
send me
down.
what they have on email.
Who's who? Who's that?
Terry Williams from the TSB.
Okay. All right. That's great. Okay. All right. Are we starting the show?
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, looks like we are
Okay.
awesome. Cool.
Sorry.
I'm Jackson Langford. I was the director
Yeah,
for
go
today.
ahead.
This is Kate, our SBN for today. I'm going to let Kate kick it off first before I dive into what happened.
Okay, hey guys. So, first of all, I just want to say that Ethan produced a really amazing show. The execution of it had a couple of hiccups along the way, obviously. All day today, we were really good. I think we felt a little behind for our 2 to 4 pre-recording. That's okay. We were staying up to date and we were staying up to date, but when we got and hit kind of like the 4 o'clock mark, it just got a little crazy. Stuff wasn't in. Like I said, when stuff's not in, y'all can't be down setting up in the studio. And then things just get confused and frantic, and that's just what happens when stuff doesn't get done on time. We had a bunch of things that went wrong on our end this time, and I'm really sorry about that. The TriCaster is a beast in and of itself, and today was not its day. We had problems with it from the beginning of the day. As soon as we turned it on, we restarted it a couple of times. We had a bunch of issues with our Premiere on our computer in the control room. That's why our pre-tees got messed up. It froze. We were missing stuff. We had a lot of technical issues today that were not y'all's fault. And if those issues hadn't been there, I think that the show would have been 10 out of 10 amazing. But unfortunately, technical issues happen and user error and that kind of stuff. And so I'm really sorry that we weren't able to deliver the show that y'all deserved today.
Like I said earlier, I'm Jackson Langford. I was the director for today. I'm sorry about just all the technical issues like she said. I mean, just some of the things that happened were just totally unforeseen, and there was nothing that we could really do about it in the moment. I mean, 5 minutes before show, we were already running late with, the export of pre-tees, and like right before the show's about to start, the computer just says it can't export, and it was no longer pulling files from Small Tree, which is where we have all the files located. One point, the TriCaster was no longer updating and pulling files from Small Tree either, so we just weren't getting anything on there. So everything that was set up to be the norm kind of got shifted over somewhere else. It was really weird starting off a show immediately at 5 at the anchor. There was no buffer at all, and it hit us maybe 3 minutes before that. That's just how it was. We really just got thrown straight into the fire, and the recovery was just tough. Just because on my end it was absolutely frantic, and I didn't get to prepare for the show the way that I wanted to. So I apologize for that, because it just didn't give the show that you guys prepared today justice. Because I was excited for it, but just with everything that went wrong technically, it just didn't happen. But I like the show that you had. I'm sorry that it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. I appreciate the excitement. We just got all this extra excitement that nobody wanted to sign up for, but it's what happened. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So let me just share something while you all are here. Technical things do happen. It's equipment, and a lot of times it's operator error. But the reason that we have deadlines is to give them a chance. And I appreciate the apologies, but I will say that I feel, and I think Ethan will address this more, but based on the information we had this morning, even though Gigi, we did turn you around, I feel that those 2 lead packages that we should have been done and behinds in seats at 4:30 so that we could practice. I'm not understanding why that didn't happen, because when the professor of record at 3 minutes tells us, I'm running back, it's not there, it's not there, yes it's there, no it's not, it's going, you know, that did not help this team. So the reason we have deadlines is obviously because, you know, you work hard for your viewers to get your news and information. But things do happen technically. We gave them no window to fix anything. In fact, if everything had been perfect, I still question whether they could have rolled our pre-roll properly and done everything, because we didn't get a chance to practice it. And the reason we didn't is because our 2 lead reporters didn't have their stuff in on time. So I have my thoughts about how that happened and what we might learn moving forward, and I can certainly share those later. But I got to hand it to you, because the reality is, with us crunching you up till 3 minutes till, I think it might have been, I heard you say, we've got 4 minutes, when I was going down to tell Celeste, we don't have your package and we do have yours. So it was maybe 3 minutes or even 2 minutes before we got the lead package. So I applaud you that despite that you were able to overcome the technical issues and get this on the air. Was it as pretty as we wanted and planned? No, it wasn't. Was it a great big black hole of doom? No, it wasn't, okay? So, you know, yay. But we've got to do our part so that they can overcome, okay? All righty, but I thank you. I really commend you.
Thank you.
All right, so Ethan, you planned big, you swung at the fences, and some things worked out, and some are a dream.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have things to share.
Well, I'll start with the things that I thought were really good. First thing I noticed, I don't think I paid enough attention to this stuff at the beginning just because we were kind of frantic in there. So excuse me if I don't mention you. Mary, first thing I noticed, your package, the B-roll was really good, and I know we talked about it yesterday, and you were concerned about not being able to get people's faces. You had the feet, you had the open doors in the prison. I thought you did a great job of making do with what you had. The tease to Weather and I thought was really good. I heard everyone in here, and I think it was a moment where everyone looked up and was like, oh, what's going on? Yeah, so aside from that kind of stuff, I think I want to wait before I start preaching from my pedestal and kind of hear maybe when Celeste comes back in. But just hear from you and Celeste and kind of walk me through what went down from your point of view today. So we can wait till Celeste gets in here. But I would say overall, we definitely aimed big, and I thought that we definitely could have pulled it off. Just big thing is just timing and preparation. Another thing I think we need to be aware of are anchor cues and making sure in our scripts that everything is very clear for the anchor when she's not supposed to be talking. That helps not only the anchor, but it also helps everyone in the back to know when they're cued in and when they're cued out. I'm trying to, yeah.
Okay, so I found out today so I had marked all of my graphics in the script to change, but if you put them in like the square brackets, they don't show up when they put it in the teleprompter or whatever, prompter. So you have to, well, no, I had typed it, but I put them in square brackets and it just didn't show up. And so I had to put it in the curly brackets, and then it shows up in like the yellow thing.
Right.
So I don't know if that could help someone else avoid a problem, but that was like probably 5-10 minutes of us like sitting down there like trying to figure it out, and I was like, I promise, like I put it in the script, I don't know where they went.
I'm so worried about putting the wrong brackets that you notice this. The Rundown Creator is really good. It's got a nav bar slate, whatever you call it, where you go down there and you click open and it says VO, reader, pack. It's got all that. If you put that in there, it'll give you the curly brackets, and you can type whatever you want in between it. I always set that up first. I always put reader because that's always going to give me anchor. And then I can put VO, VOSOT, you know, I can put everything else, but it ensures you get the right brackets because it's too easy to do the square ones, which are not the correct ones. You know, computer programs are finessed to read